Good day, ma'am. For Group 5, I will be discussing about Department of National Defense. Commonwealth Act Number 1. Commonwealth Act Number 1 of December 21, 1935 is also known as the National Defense Act. It created the Council of National Defense to advise the President on all matters pertaining to national defense policy. Commonwealth Act Number 430 of May 31, 1939 is implemented by Executive Number 230 on October 31, 1939. This act created the Department of National Defense. Executive Order Number 94 of October 4, 1947. This executive order charged the Department of National Defense with the duty of supervising the national defense program of the country. Last would be the Executive Order Number 292 of July 25, 1987. Here, the Administrative Code of 1987 directed the Department of National Defense to exercise executive supervision over the armed forces of the Philippines, the Office of the Civil Defense, the Philippine Veterans Affairs Office, the National Defense College of the Philippines, and the Government Arsenal. Next subtopic would be the functions of this department or this agency. Number 1, it is tasked with the responsibility of providing the necessary protection of the state against external and internal threats, directing, planning, and supervising the national defense program, maintaining law and order throughout the country, and performing other functions as may be provided for by law. Second, it is charged with the duty of supervising the national defense program of the country. It also has responsibility for overseeing field programs to ensure the judicious and effective implementation of national defense and security program. Last, it exercises executive supervision over the armed forces of the Philippines, the Government Arsenal, the Office of Civil Defense, the Philippine Veterans Affairs Office, and the National Defense College of the Philippines. Next would be the functions of Armed Forces of the Philippines. Although this would be tackled by the other groups, I'll just give the overview or slide topic. Number 1, uphold the sovereignty, support the Constitution, and defend the territory of the Republic of the Philippines against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Second, promote and advance the national aims, goals, and interests and policies. Third, plan, organize, maintain, develop, and deploy its regular and citizen reserve forces for national security. 4. Perform such other functions as may be provided by law or assigned by higher authorities. Next topic would be the organizational structure of Department of National Defense. At the top of the structure, there is the head of Secretary of National Defense. And under the head of the Secretary, there are other offices, which are the civilian personnel staff and the military personnel staff and the undersecretaries. For the civilian personnel staff, under civilian personnel staff, there is the Office of the Internal Audit Service and the Office of the Head Executive Assistant. Under military personnel staff, there is the Office of the Senior Military Assistant and the Defense Intelligence Security Group and the Protocol. Under the head of Secretary of National Defense, there is also the undersecretaries. Under the undersecretaries, there is the USFM, which stands for Undersecretary for Finance and Material. And under the USFM, there is the Bids and Awards Committee. Next would be the USCVRA, which stands for the Office of the Undersecretary for Civil, Veterans, and Reserve Affairs. The USND, the Undersecretary of National Defense, USDO, and USDB. For the Assistant Secretaries, there is also the ASIS, the ASLA, Assistant Secretary for Logistics and Acquisition, ASFM, Assistant Secretary for Financial Management, ASHR, Assistant Secretary for Human Resource, ASPP, Assistant Secretary for Plans and Programs, ASAIA, Assistant Secretary for Strategic Assessment and International Affairs. Last in the organizational structure would be the services. Under services, there are the admins, public affairs, management info system, and legal affairs. Under the management info system, there is the office of the DSMC, wherein it stands for Defense Situation Monitoring Center. And that ends for the organizational structure. Next would be the responsibilities of Secretary of National Defense. The Secretary of National Defense exercises authority, direction, and control over the department, which includes the separately organized military departments of Army, Navy, and Air Force, the Joint Chief of Staff providing military advice, the Unified and Specified Combatant Commands, and various defense agencies established for specific purposes. Next topic would be the responsibilities of Undersecretaries of Department of National Defense. First responsibility would be to advise the Secretary on the promulgation of Department of Orders, administrative orders, and other issuances. Second, exercise supervision and control over the units and personnel under his responsibility. Third, promulgate rules and regulations consistent with department policies that will effectively implement the activities of units and personnel under his responsibility. Fourth, coordinate the functions and activities of units and personnel under the responsibility with those of units and personnel under the responsibility of other undersecretaries. Fifth, exercise delegated authority on substantive and administrative matters related to the functions and activities of units and personnel under his responsibility, to the extent granted by the Secretary through administrative issuances. And lastly, to perform other functions as may be provided by law or appropriately designed by the Secretary. Next topic would be the responsibilities of Assistant of Department of National Defense. First is to assist the Secretary on all matters regarding foreign policy, planning, and studies. Second, provide or participate in the secretarial functions of the Cabinet, functions for Cabinet and Department level committees dealing on foreign policies. Lead and participate in interagency subcommittees dealing on foreign policy matters. Fourth, undertake department-wide integration, rationalization, and evaluation of political, diplomatic, and security plans and programs, including current and prospective department-initiated foreign treaties and agreements. Fifth, initiate and maintain or assist in maintaining the integration of and rationalization of economic, trade, finance, scientific, and tourism plans and programs, including current and prospective treaties and agreements with political, diplomatic, legal, and security plans and programs. Next, in coordination with the National Economic and Development Authority, provide the Secretariat for an interagency annual national foreign policy planning conference that shall initially generate recommendations on the long-term, 5-year, and annual foreign policy plans and country programs, and update them annually. Next, conduct an annual department-wide planning and program evaluation conference to assess plan implementation and formulate or reformulate department plans and programs accordingly and synchronize them with national foreign policy plans and programs. Next, undertake policy and strategic studies relevant to its functions. Second to the last, initiate, coordinate, integrate, and planning for foreign policy. Last, perform other related functions as may be assigned by the Secretary. So all in all, the responsibilities of the Assistant of Department of National Defense is focused morely on our relationship with the foreign countries. Next would be the responsibilities of services of Department of National Defense. There are 5 responsibilities of the services of the Department of National Defense. First is to advise the Secretary or Undersecretary concerned regarding the administrative and financial matters. B. Develop and supervise the implementation of an integrated personal plan that shall include career promotion, performance evaluation, job rotation, health and welfare services, and personnel management. Third would be develop and maintain an efficient and effective property procurement, maintenance and security system. Establish a department-wide asset control system. Fourth would be undertake the budgeting, finance and accounting functions of the department, and develop efficient system and procedures in this regard. Last would be perform other related functions as may be assigned by the Secretary. The last topic under the Department of National Defense will be the administrative service shall have the following constituent offices. The A. Office of Personnel Management. B. Office of Budget and Finance. C. Office of Property and Asset Control. For the Office of Personnel Management, it is tasked to plan, organize, direct and control activities and programs related to management services affecting members of the department or the office. Office of Budget and Finance is responsible for the management of the department's financial resources. For the Office of Property and Asset Control, it is tasked in managing assets of the department. And that ends our topic on Department of National Defense. Thank you.